Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today it was announced on the news that the ex-president, the one who trampled on all of the rules and regulations as a leader of this country during his 4-year term, who was impeached by the House of Representatives at least twice for disrespecting American people. And for some strange reason, he was kept in power. He came out and started a lie about what someone else was doing. And while everybody was watching them, he and his team was doing to the people what he had threatened others were doing. And it didn't work. But the plan didn't stop. According to what we have been hearing, they're still playing the game. And you, the American people, will still suffer. And even today, after having all of the information that they have on this individual, he is still having access to travel around the country and voice out calls for hate, calls for violence, asking the people to commit violence if he is prosecuted for the evils and for the laws that he has violated. And if they take over and put him in power, he will exonerate every last one of them. This is evil standing before the whole world, shouting to Americans, "I am the devil." Many people see that as what he's saying, because there's nothing good in it as for the nation. It might be good for him. It might be good for those that believe in him, but it's not good for the nation. And if it's not good for the nation, it's no good for anybody. So for people to buy into that, something has got to be done. And the alternative that is put before the people is, that's so evil. You can't go that far. Stay with us. Keep your head above water. And I just want to say, that is a very good approach, but that is not an approach that will give you the victory. You must admit and face the fact that this insurrection, the people of this nation who feel about this nation the way they do, are part of we the people of the United States of America. And the system as we know it has allowed this cancer, and I call it cancer because it is evil, to exist. And this cancer is talking about becoming the next president of the United States when everybody else is going to jail. This says a lot about the United States of America. It really points to the truth. It really points to the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is this: what you see Donald Trump pulling, what you actually see Donald Trump pulling, is really what the United States is about. But they present a different image. The image is that we are not like that. The image is that we don't take children, separate them at the border. That's the image. But the truth is, when it's face to face with itself, how should it respond? Should it wipe itself out? Should it eradicate itself? Or should it play a game with the people, ending up with something worse, or at least for the moment, maintaining a status quo? The powers that be plays games like that. I'm not saying that is what is happening. I'm saying that looks like what's happening. But I'm saying the power of that to be successful is two parts. It takes them and the people. Now, you, the people, have been programmed to accept what is going on. You have been programmed to be on either side. And because of your willingness to accept your side against them, you might be willing to give up some of the stuff that you want just so you keep them at bay. Do you know that the same thing that we are experiencing here in the United States of America with the Republicans and Democrats and Trump and all of that stuff, it is the same stuff that's happening in Ukraine. It is the same stuff that's happening with Russia. It is the same people with power want to try to dictate to others what they're going to do, and if you don't follow suit, we will kill you. That is evil. That is the voice of the devil again. I say the devil because it does what the devil does. It causes pain and suffering at the hands of so many people. And people, my friends, here is the greatest brainwash. Here is the greatest brainwash. People actually take up arms and go out in the name of people who really don't care about anybody but themselves. And they will go out and die and kill for this power that allows Americans to be without health care, to allow Americans to be without education, to have decent housing, to have benefits of life for survival. But they out there killing, or being killed in the name. I'm talking about every power. I'm talking about American soldiers. I'm talking about Russian soldiers. I'm talking about Chinese soldiers. I'm talking about everybody that's out there pulling triggers. Killing. Killing. You're not killing to make sure that there's peace. You're not killing to make sure that there's freedom for all. You're not killing to make sure that the dreams of the people can come true. You're not killing to make sure that everybody got housing and education and a job. You're not killing for that. You're out there killing for something that has nothing to do with that. But you get a check. And you get a flag. Now, I'm not knocking that. That's the American way. And that's the way of the world. What I am saying is that it is time for us to grow up. It is time for us to act like we have learned something living in this life this long. And that we do all require certain things that are common. Make sure that those things are met. We do all have something to offer. Make sure that what you have to offer is given an opportunity to express itself in the greatest possible fashion so that we all might be blessed. Let us change our ways. Stop thinking about this, he's better, that one is better. We have seen, my friends, stop for a moment in America. Stop for a moment. We have seen ugliness. If you with Trump, you think that the rest of America is as ugly as hell. If you're not with Trump, you think that Trump's people are ugly as hell. And you both think what you think because you've been set up. You've been set up. Neither one of you got any answers to the solution. Neither one of you can offer anything. And yet you're running down this road into someone who have answers. There's no difference in any of America. Trump was the rest. You're still allowing all of this pain and suffering. You don't want to listen to anybody because you're tripping. Well, this is the way of the world. And my mission is to point the stuff out to you. I was listening to a white preacher tonight. He's on cable something. And it was just sickening at what he was preaching. And then I thought about, that's the same stuff that a lot of black preachers be preaching. That old crazy stuff. Anything to keep you from doing nothing. Just put your problems in the Lord's hands and don't even let God fight your battles. When it's very simple to recognize what happens when you do stuff like that. Look at it simple like this. When you give your tithes and offering to your pastor, who benefits? He might say the ministry, but the bottom line is he does. Who living in the mansions? Who driving a nice car? Who flying the big planes? He is. You want it, but you are praying. You on your knees asking God. And you are giving, creating this for him. Creating this for him. And then you say God is blessing him. Well, I heard one guy say he paid cash for planes. Cash. Bragging on it. I bet you his people going through all kind of changes. Because he's lying to you. And you buy into those lies. Why? Because the truth of the matter is that in life, you experience life, you got to play a role in life. This is not about somebody giving you something outside of you giving something back. The secret of it is knowing what it is that you got to give. Knowing where the power comes from that enables you to do what you got to do. Put your focus on that power and not that other stuff around you. That power would guide you, lead you. And when you produce, you are receiving the greatest joy you can receive. And what you're doing is connected with all the other stuff that's being done by other people. And it promotes that good stuff that already exists. It wipes out that stuff that's rotten, causes cancer. Let me close with this, since I said something about cancer. How do you feel when you hear a commercial talking about some guy who has come up with some concoction that is able to do this, to cure this, or to make your hair grow, or to cause your sicknesses to dissipate, and that big pharma is going to close it down pretty soon because they are mad at this new discovery? But click over here and they want a short video to share with you that's free. And you click over there and they spend maybe about 15 minutes of your time. Then they start telling you how you can get this so much cheaper. What in the world, what happened to this? Somebody comes up with a cure and says, here's the cure. And you can do this and you can do that and you can do this. And this will cure whatever your ailment is. And it doesn't cost you anything. Just a chance to hear it. Pass the word along. And it gets around. And it works. And people spread the news that it works. Big Pharma ain't got nothing to do with that. Well, how come that never happens? They say there was a brother named Dr. Sebi, something like that. So he had come up with some cures for cancer. Now, I think I did some research on him some time ago. And I believe he had some type of excuse me, treatments that were made available that I'm not sure of that now. I think I'm remembering something like that. But it was supposedly probably some of the easiest stuff that you could actually do. And I heard that he got sick, and I don't know if he was in jail with the sickness of what. Probably. And they say he poisoned him and he killed. Well, they always say something like that. Is this what happens in a world where they don't want answers to problems? Well, I guess so. They killed, well, they say they killed Jesus. But I know they killed Dr. King. I know they killed Dr. King. I know they killed Malcolm X. I know they killed so many brothers and sisters, black and white, that were standing up for what was right. And when they got killed, the rest of us said, well, who's next? No. Some people would kind of offered a threat, so they got positions, got some money so they can start nothing, help outreach. It's hard for me to come up with anything to say for them because they really do nothing. They just keep this old blindness going on. This old blindness going on. Anyway, I hope I've said something that would benefit some of you. I had some notes here. I don't think I got a chance to use any of them. I didn't need to. It looked like I covered most of the stuff anyway. Oh, is that here something? The movie, Don't Look Up. You heard about that? A movie called Don't Look Up. Has something to do with comment, something coming down from the, something similar like COVID, or just something similar, just talking about how ignorant people in power can be, and how people are just transfixed on what they have been exposed to, that anything can happen. Don't look up. Well, I hear that's an interesting movie. I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, but I just thought it might be something. And another thing I thought about, you remember when AIDS came and when everybody was thinking, oh, better watch out. Don't get close to me because you might get AIDS. Might get AIDS. I was wondering if AIDS returned, and it's a possibility that you can just catch AIDS. I wonder would people take a vaccine? I just wonder. I don't know. What you think? All right. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.